Yo guys, what's going on? It's Aces here today with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a ton of fuel very early on in wipe. And guys, I do want to say this is being recorded in 12.5. Wipe is in about 2 weeks or so. Hopefully we can get it as soon as possible, but fuel is going to be our pretty much number one thing that we need here in the upcoming days of wipe. The early on days, you really want to be focusing on your hideout, and with that being said, you need power, and you're going to need power until you really are just getting the solar power upgrade, mainly because once you have that, you're pretty much set. I mean, fuel doesn't matter as much once you get that. The 50% less consumption is an absolute game changer. But until you get that, fuel goes out like crazy. You're constantly getting fuel, and with the level 1 generator only having 2 slots, it's definitely something that needs to be on your mind every single day. So I'm going to be showing you guys an easy method to get a ton of fuel, get some motors, get some propane. Now I do want to say, if you have a standard edition account, you do have an alpha container, and you have a super small stash. I have an absolutely insane stash here. But if you guys have a small stash, I would focus on getting a lucky scav junk box as soon as possible, because these fuels, motors, propane, and all these items that are 4 slaughter, are, 2x2, they can all go in your scav junk box, and it's a good way to stock up. You're going to need these items late game anyway, so you might as well get a scav junk box and just invest. So guys, I just ran this on an online raid, and this is what I came out with. What I do is I run a scav PMC, which is basically scav gear on a PMC. And I have 2 items here that are very important to do this method. It's super quick and it's super simple. Now guys, I used a crappy M700. This is a regular gun that a scav will spawn with. There's a ketter in my back pocket, which I got off the scav. You don't need a lot of gear to do this. You're focusing on getting loot, not focusing on getting kills. You want to focus on getting kills late game. You want to focus on just giving yourself the best chance to upgrade that hideout and make as much money as possible early game, so then late game you have a severe advantage over everybody. I mean, your advantage if you get your hideout upgraded quicker than 99% of the players is just insane. So guys, as you see, I got 3 fuels here, which with 14 hours, I think is what it is without the solar power. That's solid. I mean, this is a day and a half worth of fuel. You got a motor for upgrades, and you have propane for, I think it's one of the trades to get one of the better items in the game. Not sure if it's Red Rebel or if it's like a small sit case. Can't remember. But and then some other miscellaneous. This is 20k in rubles right here to therapist. And we also got a water filter, which is going to be very important late game as well for making moonshine. So this is what we're going to be running. You can run any helmet. I mean, if you need a cheap helmet, just buy a World War II helmet. They cost like 17k from Ragman. Any crappy armor, make sure you have a face cover and some crappy eyewear on. You can use any weapon you want. It doesn't matter how bad the weapon is. Any weapon in this game can one shot to the head. I wouldn't recommend using a pistol though, because to me they're just a little more unreliable. The M700, I'm using this for fun because it's a late and wipe, nothing matters. However, I would definitely recommend using some sort of AK, something with like a 30-round magazine, just to give you a better chance to get any PMC kills. So we have I can't remember what this is, I think it's the Wartech 106, Wartech Gear Rig 106, 109. These, I'm pretty sure Ragman sells them for like 12k. Very cheap rig. And the important thing about this rig is a fuel can fit inside of the rig. So if worst comes to worst and you have this rig on, you can use the new hole in the wall extract along the side of the one building. I think it's Ollie side as well. Along that Ollie side going towards the power station. You could use hole in the wall and get out with 1 fuel on a minimum with a very cheap rig. This is super important. We're going to be heading to Interchange if you didn't know. So the scav backpack is only going to cost you like 20k max on the new wipe. So you're probably not going to be level 10 yet unless you're grinding XP like I'm going to do. So flea market probably isn't an option. I don't know when Ragman starts selling the scav backpack, but get yourself a backpack that has 16 spaces on a minimum. The scav backpack has 16, so you can fit 4 fuels or motors or anything like that. Now you'll occasionally find a car battery, and those are definitely good for some of the hideout stuff as well. So if you find one of those, I'd recommend picking it up over the fuel or over the motor or over the propane, because they are a little more rare to find in raid. So guys, with that being said, all you really need is a solid weapon, some crap armor, and this rig and this backpack. You're looking at no more than like 50 to 60k worth of stuff, and we're going to head in raid right now. Alright, boys, we are loading in. This is an online raid. I tried doing this offline, but the fuel just wasn't spawning. I could show you guys where the spots are, but that just is like kind of lame. I was like, you know what? We have to actually get some fuel spawns on camera. I have to get a couple of these bad boys in my backpack at least before I die, if I die. But I gotta at least show you guys what you're looking for, man. I feel like it's only fair. Plus, it's a lot more fun and, you know, a little more risky online. So we got a really good spawn, actually. Spawning over here is great. Now, not sprinting is definitely not great. But Emercon checkpoint is definitely what we wanted here because we can run right into Ollie, get all the loot, and run right to Emercon. Now, obviously, there's going to be some competition back here, so hopefully we can just one-shot him, get a nice little lucky M80 shot right to the chest, and that'll be it for them. However, I'm going to be looking for fuel number 1, and then PMC's number 2. So, guys, I do want to say, early on in Wipe, other players aren't going to have much, and the first day is going to be the best day to play Interchange. Now, with that being said, a lot of your tasks and stuff are going to be on customs, so it's kind of a trade-off. Depends on what you want to do. However, I think I'm going to be grinding Interchange. Not going to be a lot of good gear on people, and, you know, it's a great time to get in there and really put in some work. So far, I don't see any competition. However, I'm not really looking. I'm just focusing on getting inside of the garage here. I apologize if you really hear the keyboard clicks. You know, I did my best to kind of make my setup as appealing as possible for when I do make Tarkov videos. Obviously, mainly a Modern Warfare channel. However, we got the occasional Tarkov content. Man, when White hits, it's going to be completely different. I'm going to be on this game so much. Alright, so what you want to do is come to the front of Ollie. Not seeing any scavs. We're going to bolt right. You want to come over to the right part of the store. And there's going to be so many fuel spawns that spawn over here. Hopefully, anyway, since we are in an online raid. And I really don't see much. But all these shelving units are going to have fuel spawns. Along with motor spawns and occasionally propane spawns. Wow, this is terrible. We have one motor and we do have a fuel here, which is nice. There's a white hose over there, which I'm going to try and grab. I think we got a propane right there. We do. So we're already going to be filled up on 3 of our slots. We're going to grab this. Oh, we got a water filter as well. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that bad boy in our gamma. Good stuff. And we're already on our way. I'm getting some good loot. So we're going to grab this propane here. See if I can grab it over shelf. Nice. So on these shelves over here, definitely a good place to check for the car batteries. If you want more fuel spawns, you want to get kind of greedy, all of the shelving units like right here will have fuel spawns. However, they are definitely a lot more risky to go out and check. If you stick along the side, we have a car battery right here, which we're going to grab unless we find some more fuel. Then we might drop like the propane or something. Propane is probably the least important hideout wise, but definitely want to be looking out for the car batteries. So we're going to pop that bad boy in our backpack. We're already overweight. With that new weight system, you know, it's going to drag you down a little bit. That's why I recommend kitting light. If you come in with a lot of gear, you're not going to get this stuff out, man. You're going to be way too held down. And early in wipe, you're probably not going to have access to that many stims. And with that being said, you know, a light kit is definitely going to help you out in the long run. So there's going to be spawns up here on these shelves as well for fuel, for motors, and for car batteries. But we're going to continue making our way through the store now. Shelves over here, like right in there, you can find blue fuel. You can find a ton of stuff all throughout the store. But this route, the way we're doing it, we're trying to stick along this edge of the store and not getting a ton of engagement because this is basically a scav run. Now, when your scav's available, I would recommend using your scav on interchange because there's so much loot that you can get and it just gets you one step closer to the lucky scav junk box. Back here on these shelves, there's going to be, I don't know what this is, man. Oh, that's Plex. Okay, we don't really care about that. But back on these shelves, there's occasionally propane that spawns. All these shelves have propane spawns and a lot of good loot back in this route. So we're going to be coming up on Emercon as very early, so there's a good chance we find PMCs, possibly camping it, and that would not be good. 5 minutes into the raid, they might still be working their way up here. So if you're doing this route this quick, definitely be careful. I could definitely die here. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually do. And sometimes people spawn in late, and when that happens, it's not good for anybody. Because if you're doing a quick run, you could die. I think I just heard shooting down there. But we're going to try and make a run for it. Let's see if we can get out of here with our loot. Maybe take a little peek, see if we see anything. See any scavs? Might be a dead scav right there. But we're gonna head out here. We're gonna try and make it to Emercon. Do one of those, just hop, jump down, don't take any damage, and then just start working your way through the trees. And I would definitely say there's probably going to be an increase of extract camping with this wipe, just because the found in raid is going to kind of influence more people to extract camp, because they can just wait for somebody to find all the gear and then just leave. So I would definitely say extract camping in 12.6 is probably going to be a little more prevalent. Factory, it's probably going to be the same. Customs, I kind of doubt it, but on this map, I definitely see a lot more extract camping being a way of getting your found in raid things, especially early on, because everybody's going to be a rat and not have any good gear. So, let's see if we can head out. Now, I do want to say we didn't kill any scavs, so this raid probably is going to count as a run through. So maybe since we found a decent amount of loot, it'll count as being over like 300 XP, but I really do doubt it. I think this is going to be a run through raid, and when you get a run through in 12.6, it's not going to be counted as found in raid. So I just want to let you guys know, if you're doing this route and you're doing it this quick, you should try to kill something, but if you can't, obviously most of this stuff's going towards your hideout anyway. It was a run through, so with that being said, it is going to affect your found in raid status. However, we still got out, we still got all this stuff, and you're going to be using the majority of it for your hideout anyway, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. So I do want to show you guys that we did actually do an online raid. It wasn't, lying or faking it or anything. Head into our character and we got all that stuff there. So we only filled up 4 of our slots, but we did get that car battery. We got some fuel, a propane, and a motor. That's a solid run. We really did absolutely nothing. We just went in, got a water filter as well. That's going to be huge for you stocking up on those. But super easy method, super easy. We got the Plex and tube. That's like 17k rubles to therapist. And yeah, it's just a really simple method, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, man. Hopefully you did enjoy this method. Hopefully it helps you, and hopefully it's not affected by the increased loot table that's going to be happening. It shouldn't affect it at all, because it's actually going to be helping, making more of the uncommon items a lot more common. So you might find a lot more fuel doing this method in 12.6 anyway. But hopefully the method helped. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We're going to have a ton of content once the wipe drops, so be sure to stick around. And check out my sponsors in the equipment description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.